Hello class, welcome. Today we're going to do a little show opener and let's see. First before we get started, I just want to tell you about a great little site. It's called Brands of the World and it has lots of great EPS and PDF files which are scalable graphics that you could use for print, you can use for After Effects, you can use for television, video games, all kinds of stuff, and I actually use quite a bit myself. Um, so just so you know, it's out there and you can use it. In fact, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to create like a 15-second show opener and we're going to use a graphic. I just want to show you how to bring a graphic into Illustrator and just prep it for After Effects because it's something you might run into. All right, so first things first, we're going to go to PDF files because it's a PDF. I'm going to right click on that, go to Adobe Illustrator. It's going to take a little while. There we go. Okay, so Command negative to make it smaller or bigger. I just want the H here and maybe that little red thing. So I'm going to highlight that with my selection tool or my move tool up here in the top left, or if you hit V. I'm going to hit Command C, go to File and New. Then at the top you'll notice that you have all of these different types of documents you can make. I'm going to go to Film and Video, HDTV 1080, and click Create. I'm going to hit Command V to paste. I'm going to hold my Shift key right here. And okay, just going to hold that right there. And I'm going to try to bring that in as much as possible. Just kind of center it right there, like so. That looks good. And I can go ahead and name this if I want. Just name this History Logo. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, Save As, and call that History Logo. And I'm going to save that under AI files or Illustrator files. Go ahead and click Save and OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and quit out of that. Open up good old After Effects, if I can find it. Let's do 2018 here. Wait a little bit. We'll quit out of Firefox. Okay, I'm going to create a new composition. Let's make that about 15 seconds, 15.00. Hit OK. And I'm going to go to File, Import, and I'm going to bring in a couple different folders here for the show opener. I'm going to bring in the AI files, PSD files, video, and audio, and just click Open. Okay, first things first, I'm going to kind of build my scene here. So I got 15 seconds. I'm going to go to my PSD files. I have a volcano, which I want to have in the back. I'm going to make sure that's 3D. I have sky, which I do want to make as a sky. But you can see there's a problem with it already. It's not long enough. So if I want to, what I could do is right click, go to time, and click on time stretch. And instead of the stretch factor, maybe I can go in and just type in the time. There we go. So it's going to interpolate the footage and slow it down just a little bit, which I'm fine with. And again, I'm going to make that 3D. Oh, it disappeared. What do you know? Well, that tells me that we need to start looking at it a couple different ways. So I'm going to click on two views horizontally. I always like to look at a custom view over there. All right, so there's that. Not quite sure where our sky went. I'm going to actually name that sky. Let's see, I'll highlight that. There it is. Okay, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. There we go. So we'll bring that all the way back. So I'm going to space these out a bit, and that's kind of what needs to happen on this project. Is you need to create a lot of space between your objects in order for this kind of camera trick to work. So I'm going to go ahead and scale my sky. So that's big. There we go. And I'm going to scale my volcano. There we go. Like so. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to put some creepy trees in here. There's a creepy tree. I'm going to make that 3D. Bring it forward. One thing I just realized, I was doing 3D stuff and switching back. Pay no attention to what I just did. That's for advanced stuff. We're not doing that quite yet. Alright, so I kind of have things spread apart there. You got the tree, like so. What else? I have some creepy mountains. Maybe I'll bring those in as well. Sure, why not? I'm going to bring that down. I guess like that. Bring that volcano up a little higher. No, where's my volcano? There it is. Like so. Now I have a little bit of a color problem there. I have some greens here that's super purple. This image is washed out a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is go over to the Creepy Mountain, go over to Effect, Color Correction, and I'm going to throw some curves in there. Where are we? There we go. Some curves. I think I'm going to bring my shadows down. There we go. That's my shadows. That's my highlight. I'm going to flatten that image just a little bit. There. Not quite there. The other thing I notice is that I'm going to throw maybe some blue in there. Let's do that. Yeah. Not so much. There we go. And maybe I'll adjust the back there as well. So I just grab the volcano, going into curves. Let's see, color correction, curves. Yeah. And I'll play with the blue a little bit. So I think I need to increase the green. Okay, that seems to work a little bit. Great. I'm going to bring the trees forward just a little bit more. Lastly, I'm going to bring in the History Channel logo. Bring that forward. Grabbing the Z. There we go. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. Now here's where things get fun. I'm going to go up to Layer, New, and I'm going to create a camera. Camera 1, one node camera. I'm going to make sure that I've enabled the depth of field. And I'll click OK. You'll see immediately that things got a little blurry. Now, what's cool about this is I can change my focus distance. And if you look on the left there, you can see something moving as I go in and out. And when that little square goes on, that history channel thing, it comes in focus. What I want to do is I simply want to rack focus from one thing to the other. The other thing is you may want to increase your aperture and blur level. So you may have yours at 25%. Let's bring that all the way up to 200% on the aperture and bring it up to 350. And then you'll really notice the background getting blurry, or the foreground, like so. So this is what we want to do, is I want to focus on the tree and then go to the history channel. So I'm going to click on camera and then creepy tree, right click on it and go to camera, set focus distance to layer. Oh, it's saying it can't be a one node camera. Well, let's double click on that and let's switch that to two node camera. Sorry. So again, I'm holding down my command key or control, right clicking, going to camera, set focus distance to layer. And now you can see that tree is really in focus. Looks like my background needs to change a little bit, but I'm actually going to bring that camera in just a little bit so it's all in frame. And I'm going to refocus that again. So right click, camera, set focus distance to layer. What's neat about this is I can rack focus. So how I do that is I'll go to camera options where it says focus distance. I'm going to set a keyframe. So it's on the tree right there. I'm going to scrub ahead. Let's do it for about 1 second. And again, camera. I'm going to go to the history logo this time. Right click and camera, set focus distance to layer. Boom, goes to the history channel. Now you can see we're going to rack focus. Okay, great. Following me there? So I have some music that you can put in there. I'm going to play. You won't be able to hear this, but you can drag that down. And then I also have a bomb sound that you can time, because what we're going to do is we're going to make the history logo explode. So we'll hold that for a few seconds. And let's say we want it to explode at about 8 seconds. I'm going to put a little marker there. And I'm going to take the history logo. Let's see. And I'm going to go up to Effect. Let's see. You're going to let me do that? Highlight, Effect, and Simulation. And then I'm going to go to Shatter. Now, we're going to switch this. It says Wireframe Forces. We're going to click it to Rendered. And we're going to go to where it says Shape. It says Bricks. We're going to change that to Glass. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is drop down Force 1. And where it says 40, we're going to bring that to 0 right now. And actually, radius is what we're going to be working with. So I'm going to actually set a keyframe right there at 8 seconds. Okay. I'm scrubbing ahead just a little bit, like 8 frames or so. And I'm going to increase that radius. And it's going to kind of smash. There we go. Now the problem with this effect if you look at it, it looks a little cheesy. It looks a little 3D. So we need to kind of sell it. And I don't have a motion blur that I can put on this effect, but we can cheat it with a regular blur. So we're gonna select the history channel again, go to Effect, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and right at about 8 seconds when we get that explosion, we're gonna set a keyframe and scrub ahead 8. And let's increase that. Let's see. Yeah, to about 38. That gives it kind of a motion blur. I don't know why the history logo is exploding. I just thought it'd be cool. Then we're going to go over to video. I'm going to grab Fireball and bring that down. So this needs to kind of scale. There we go. I'm going to try to time it right there. There. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now, I think maybe I need to bring the opacity down on that. Just a little bit. There we go. I think that works. Then, of course, I can time the bomb sound with that as well. So I'm going to bring that over. I'm going to make sure that the waveform matches up with the explosion. So it's right about there. Kind of slide things over just a little bit so it meets it right there. There's the explosion. So, that's all you need to do for today. I mean, what I'm interested in is that you know how to rack focus and also increase the aperture and blur in the background. That's the biggest thing. And then, of course, add the shatter effect, which is kind of cool too. Now, when you get really good, you can add all kinds of camera movements to this. You can actually move the camera and rack focus. We're just focusing on rack focusing today. So when you're finished with this, you're going to select all of them and you're going to pre-compose it. I'll call this final. Now you can see that's still comp 1. I think a lot of you were rendering final. Now I can name this like final render, and then that's going to be what you want to do. So I'm going to hit Option T, transparency, and the 0 right there. There we go. And I'll do that again at the end. Command T, or Option T, sorry, and then bring that down like so. And then when you're done, just follow the steps and use Adobe Media Encoder to do that. All right, so that's all that you're doing this week. Additionally, you are going to create your own 15-second show opener. So you can use something from Brands of the World. What I want to see you do is rack focus and make something explode. And then, we'll kind of go from there. But, all right, if you have any questions, keep in touch. I believe after next week, I don't know, do we have one more week? I'm not sure. We'll know after. I think maybe we have 1 week after next. So it's been great. I really like the midterms, and talk soon. Okay, bye.